Hi, Taurus. This is your general read for January. It may apply to Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and it is general, so it may resonate in any areas of your life. So, in this first column, I have what you need to let go of. In the second or middle column, I have what you need to embrace or accept. And in the final column, I have what is ahead of you. So, right away, what you need to let go of, you have the fight. You have the Five of Cups. It is paired with Unfinished Symphony in reverse, which is a 10. So there's some type of disappointment that recently happened, or it doesn't even have to be recent, it could have been a while ago, that you need to let go of. Something didn't go the way you wanted it to go. You feel bad about something, someone let you down, you didn't get the promotion you wanted, you didn't get the answer you wanted, you didn't, you know, reach the goal you thought you would reach. There's something that disappointed you recently, and you need to let it go. It's not serving you. With Unfinished Symphony, I'm going to read the book because sometimes people resonate with the actual message better. So it says, when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Do not overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. So there's something, yeah, you're holding on to something that is maybe in some way self-sabotaging. There's some type of emotion that you need to release. That's what it looks like. For some of you, you need to grieve. For others of you, it could have just been a minor disappointment, and don't let it hold you back. Just keep moving towards your goal, your desires, whatever it is. It's not serving you. What you need to embrace or accept, you have the 10 of Wands, and it was paired with Observer in reverse. So the 10 of Wands is a 10, so it is about a completion. But it also, in this deck, it's depicted really beautifully. It looks almost like the sun to me. But typically, it's a picture with a man with all these wands on his back, and he looks tired. And so you might need to accept some responsibility right now. You might need to accept that you might have to put in some extra effort into something, whether that be a relationship, a job, a goal, a project. And for others, you might need to accept that it's time to move on. It's time to end that cycle. But you need to embrace it and accept it. Don't resist it. For some of you, it's what needs to end here. With Observer in reverse, I will be reading from the book. $49. So I'll read. Oh, it's in reverse, so I have to read the protection message. It says, do you ever think sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck. It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. So I really like that message. So yes, for some of you, something might need. When I mean end, it's more like a completion. You need to move on to something else. Something just you might feel stuck with something, and so you might need to just admit a little bit of defeat. I got to put these wands down. There's too many, and ask for help from someone. For others, it could be a relationship. It's coming to a heavy burden, and you need to get some outside help, maybe a therapist, a friend, someone just to get another um, opinion on. because I think that for some of you, you're not able to see what you need to see clearly right now because you're in it. So whether that be a project, a relationship, goal, whatever you want to, there's something that you can't really see clearly right now with observer in reverse, and that someone may be able to help you with. Your final column is what is coming up for you, and you guys have the sun with chaos and conflict, and this is a really interesting mesh because we have the 10 of Wands here and then the sun, and so it's like after this ending, after you get this help, there's the sun, and it's like the sun is like everything good. For some of you, it is, I have to say, for some of you, it is illumination. Maybe you realize something about someone, something about yourself, something about your job. But for a lot of you, it's just, it's like, it's beauty, it's contentment, it's abundance, it's joy. And with chaos and conflict, it's quite the interesting message. I'm first going to read what the book says, and then I will tie them together. Okay, it's 33. Okay, so let me blow my nose quickly. I'm sorry about that. So chaos and conflict, first of all, I want to take note of this creature. I don't know how clear that is. Now, this is like a zebra / giraffe, and you can see that the one pattern is flying away and disappearing, and beneath it is something else. And I always find that with this card, that's a very powerful message. It's like you're becoming something better. You're growing, you're evolving, you're shedding what you need to shed. And, that might have been putting these emotions where they need to go, grieving, releasing, asking for help, putting that burden down. And then you get to this beauty. And so, but chaos and conflict, the actual message, it can talk about disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, and the value of chaos before order. And it says, opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well. As you become unmoored by it, scatter to the winds, you leave behind parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you cannot control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than just one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is the time to understand rather than be understood. For some of you in relationships, it does say stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, and what's important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before. The storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So, for people where this doesn't apply to love, where it's just general in your life or something, I feel like you might feel like things are falling apart a bit. But with the sun there, it's like, the way I describe it, it's like a beautiful storm. Like you may start, like if you're working towards a project, you may get all these ideas on how to pursue it, but you're kind of all disorganized about it and maybe short-tempered because you're in a rush because you have all these great ideas and you want to get them out, but you can't organize them well. And so it's like a hot, beautiful mess is what it looks like. With the sun there, I think it really adds this positiveness to it. And for people with love on the brain for this reading that they're in a love relationship, it may be that you might be realizing something about yourself with the sun. It's illuminating, or realizing something about them. more I think it's about you, that you've realized something and that you're changing, and that might cause conflict within that relationship because they've always known you to be this way and now you're this way, or vice versa. Maybe your partner has decided that they're going to be a little this way, and it's, change is not always easy. And but just to stick it out, because there will be a calm after the storm. So I see, I don't know, it's really interesting. It's a really random read. um I don't think this is a big deal back here. For some reason, I think this was like a minor hiccup for a lot of you, like some small disappointment. Um, because this talks to me about a transformation, big change, and growth in a lot of ways. So if life seems a bit chaotic, but like your relationship seems a bit chaotic, your career, the project you're working on, like this is part of the beauty. This is part of it. And I think it's because Taurus, a lot of you are changing. So very interesting read. I hope it resonates with someone. It was a really interesting read for me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and I hope that it resonated.